Right, welcome everybody. We will sort out your mics at the appropriate time. Welcome to Cloudteam Company Solution Talks. These talks are focused on specific solutions for our customers and others to help you enhance and extend your Salesforce implementations. They're planned for no more than 30 minutes, and to get to the demo as soon as possible, so a short introduction and a use case, and then we'll go straight to a demo and questions. Today we're going to be welcoming Jacqueline Westerhoen van Meteren. Apologies for the very British accent. Of Company.info. So thank you, Jacqueline, for joining us. And she's going to talk about onboarding suppliers and customers and the need for cleansing, enriching data, and compliance, which obviously in today's world, compliance is a very important factor. So just in terms of admin, before we get started, this session's been recorded. We will send you the recording after that, and feel free to book a demo in the link that we'll send with the email if you want to go into more detail, and obviously feel free to ask questions at the end. So first of all, an introduction to Cloudteam Company. Founded in 2015 by 3 partners, now over 40 professionals, over 100 customers, mainly centered in Europe, but with customers pretty much worldwide, and a focus on Salesforce and Financial Force. I'll take you through briefly the sort of landscape and how we see it now in terms of Salesforce and Financial Force and the other apps. So you can see here that we're talking about on-platform apps to a very great extent. Financial Force and Salesforce modules and the others listed are all on platform. We're talking about, therefore, one source of truth. We're talking about analytics over the top that provides you with real-time 360 reporting. And there you can see some of the modules that stand out, I think, for most people. The Experience Cloud, Marketing Cloud, Salesforce Billing, and then the Financial Force modules that fit nicely with the Salesforce modules and provide the financial back end, also the project management. We've got the Services Estimator that helps you estimate services in terms of your project costs prior to closing the opportunities. Then you have our partner modules, of course, Company.info being one of them. And you have the CTC apps, notably the payable invoice scanning app, and the banking app that helps automate bank reconciliations, and the time off app that helps you plan and manage teams spread around the world in terms of their time off. So without further ado, let me hand over to Jacqueline, and you can take us through what Company.info is all about. Jacqueline, thank you.
Yes, thank you, James. Okay, welcome everyone as well from my side. My name is Jacqueline Westerhoen van Meteren, as James also mentioned. I'm a partner manager CRM at Company.info for 3 years now. Company.info is a data supplier and based in Amsterdam and Düsseldorf. Founded in 1997, and since 2012 we are part of the FD Media Group. Also part of this group are Financieel Dagblad and BNR Nieuwsradio. We are around 80 people, and they're working at our office, of course, in Amsterdam and Düsseldorf. We are market leader in the Netherlands, and we are the biggest customer of the Chamber of Commerce. We enrich data from different sources and add this information to the existing business profile. And this results in a complete and up-to-date enriched business profile who will give you a complete overview of your customer, your supplier, and lead. For now, since I think 2 years, we have a Company.info for a Salesforce app. We built this app together with our partner Absolutely. Absolutely is a platinum Salesforce partner and app builder of apps on the Salesforce App Exchange. The benefits of the app are the enrichment and validated accounts. Because of the business profiles we receive from the COC, and we will enrich them with our SBI codes, ultimate parent, and the number of employees and annual results. Your accounts will be updated by our update service. So also if your account moved or is bankrupted, we will inform you. Also, we have the correct financial data. So as you can see, the credit information, the VAT numbers are also in. And the total risk and compliance check, including a check for the ultimate beneficial owners. We will call them UBOs. Real-time and up-to-date company extracts and compliance checks, which means that you can check your business persons or natural persons on a PEP, political exposed person, adverse media, and sanctions. A very, very nice thing to mention is that in the near future, you can also monitor your UBOs on a daily basis. So you will be informed if a person or company become a PEP or will be found in adverse media or on sanction lists. If you are curious to test the app, which is possible, our app is approved by Salesforce and you can install the app in your sandbox by the App Exchange and test it for free. That's it for now. We also have a lot of customers also using the app, and I would like to mention one of the problems of our customers. Certain company had a few big problems that affects their way of working. Their problem was that that new registrations were received via their website and they need to type them over by hand. It results in errors, in incorrect prospect data, invalidated data, uninvalidated data, of course, and it took, of course, a lot of time. Information were collected by different sources, which took also a lot of time and money, and people need to put this information in Salesforce also by hand. The solution, of course, the Company.info Salesforce app. A lot of information will be automatically filled in and will keep the information up to date by an update service. We will show you in a few minutes. Also, an automatic flow is used to make it more easier to fetch the data only with one click. And the main result was that the onboarding time of a new customer took a few minutes instead of 1.5 hours per customer. The validation of every customer has been replaced from the back to up front. So that was also a very nice thing for them. And good to know is it is possible to use building blocks to build your own automatic process. A template of this flow is already available in the app, so you can use it directly. And the onboarding process is also available in the Experience Cloud. For more information, reach out to your partner Cloudteam Company. They can tell you more about it. And nice to know, data can also be published to customers via the Experience site. So that's all of the app can do.
Excellent. Thank you, Jacqueline. Let's move to a quick view of the architecture and then straight into the demo. And Jacqueline, do jump in at any time to add or correct me. Just in terms of the architecture, you have an app that sits on the App Exchange, as Jacqueline mentioned. It's free to test in the sandbox, and you can very easily download that and install it. There's an installation guide that comes with that. It takes an hour or so to install. If you need more complex aspects implemented like flows, etc., then obviously we can help you with that. And it calls the Company.info data effectively through Web Services API. And without further ado, let me share my screen and take you straight to the demo. Carissa, are we able to see my screen?
Yes. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, so here you see the account object, and I've chosen Cloudteam Company BV as the supplier, fictional supplier that we are going to look at. So many companies have significant amount of due diligence that they carried out when they bring on suppliers, or indeed when they bring on new customers, particularly in regulated industries such as financial services industry or others, the legal profession. There's something called Know Your Customer, which has become over the last decade or so very much more important. And clearly, building an account, having the right data and checking the compliance are key in those instances, as I said, particularly in the regulatory environment, regulated environments. So here are the details of the account. You can see they're actually quite sparse at the moment. There I've added a few details. Here is the tax registration number that is actually brought in from the data from Company.info. And here is the extra tab that's provided. And I've already called in the data using these features here, so that we don't watch the computer spinning while it's pulling in the data. It's very quick, but I didn't want to do it during the demo. So here is the business dossier. This, I would say, is the base level data, isn't it, Jacqueline, that you get and that you all would want, I suspect, for your customers. You can see there's the VAT number. If you hear a noise outside, it's a tremendous amount of rain that's just started to fall for the first time in 4 weeks, so which is good news. You can see the company here, company name, the status, economically active. Obviously, that's part of your due diligence to make sure that it is economically active. You can see the numbers, you can see the SBI codes. We'll go into more detail on that in a few minutes. When it was established, obviously the data depends on the data provided by the individual companies themselves. Cloudteam now is, I think, over 50 employees and over 40 professionals. And that is the base data that is pulled in. Do you want to mention anything, Jacqueline, about that?
Yeah, I will, because it is possible then, because of the numbers, they're a little bit outdated, that these numbers will be collected in the Ultimate Mother account.
In terms of the business activities, Jacqueline, you pull these from the Chamber of Commerce, but I think you do something a bit special, don't you, for the
to explain a little bit more on that one. The original means SBI type. Original means the SBI types, the SBI codes, the Chamber of Commerce will give you. It's also when you will start a company, right? And we will scrape also the website of the company, and about us. That's a specific topic. A company will tell a little bit more about themselves, and we will add the SBI codes to the account, which means a lot of companies in the Netherlands are a financial holding. And for example, Heineken, they are a brewer, and they in the Netherlands for the SBI code, they are a financial holding, and we will enrich them via the Company.info SBI code, and we will also know that they're a brewer, for example. So it will give you a little bit more insight about what your company actually, for your customer, actually do.
Just going back to the business dossier, we have a very nice little link here that if you click, you go straight to Company.info site, and you can drill down on the latest information to an even greater extent, download documents, including various accounts, etc., and see a lot of extra information. That's a rather nice feature if you want to drill down, or your salespeople do, or whoever is doing the due diligence if you're onboarding suppliers, etc. Now, in terms of the business positions, this is the shareholding structure. As Jacqueline mentioned, in Holland, you have a lot of financial holdings. The important thing when you're dealing with customers and suppliers is that you know who the individuals are in terms of your compliance, and we'll look at that in a second. In terms of the credit safe reports, you pull down the credit safe report from here. Again, this is, you can see that get credit safe report. Here it is, and I've already opened it here. And this is obviously focused much more on the credit rating of the individual company. Here you can see that Cloudteam Company is a very good company to do business with, luckily, and you can see here a lot more detail as to the credit worthiness of the company. And if I go back here, we can now look at the Dutch COC, these are Chamber of Commerce extracts. Now, as part of onboarding, some companies will require the downloading of the actual extract itself, rather than just the information. I want to see that you have actually on your account object the actual information from the Chamber of Commerce. So that could well be part of your due diligence process. And in terms of the customer due diligence, this is where you look at the shareholdings that I've opened here. And here you can see the suspected UBOs, ultimate beneficial owners, are three illustrious founders, Zander, Ralph, and Hetjan. I think you wanted to mention, Jacqueline, something about these two here, compliance checks, that we're not going to run through. There's one.
Yeah, that's true. You can also validate it first if you prefer. You can also add the shareholder percentage they have. So that's also a very, very nice thing you can add as well. And the reason, of course, remarks if it's possible. You can check the person on the compliance check person. So it will be checked for political exposed persons, sanctions, and adverse media, as I mentioned before. And you can also check the organization. That's the bottom on the right. Yeah. Also not on the political exposed person, of course, but for the sanctions and adverse media. So yeah.
Good. And there are two other features that we can show you today, which is, both of them are, I think, rather useful. This one particularly is creating a new account straight from it's FD, isn't it? Media Group, which is the holding company of Company.info Amsterdam. And I can confirm that, and it will create an account straight in Salesforce. And you can set it up to create leads straight away instead of accounts, which is, again, quite useful and relevant for the next feature that I wanted to show you. So here you have your media group. I think it's pulled in the data. No, it doesn't pull in the data. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It pulls it in immediately. Yeah, it does. Yeah. So there you've got your account set up. Sorry?
Yeah, and you can choose, sorry to interrupt, James, you can interrupt, you can put your data of the business tab, this data tab, you can put it to the detail account as well. If you would like to see not every information, but only the information your company thinks that will be relevant to see, you can put it to the detail page.
Using flows? Yeah, exactly. Like I did with the VAT number. Yeah, exactly. And the addresses and this sort of thing. Yeah, exactly. And there's one other feature which we've talked about, haven't we, Jacqueline, which is find Dutch businesses. This is not yet available for international businesses. Do you want to talk a little bit about? Do you want to talk a little bit about this?
Yeah, well, it's like a lead generator. You can find on the SBI code. From a CUC and from Company.info, of course. You can find your leads, so also on provincie or postal code or city, and also their structure, the amount of employees, etc. You can choose, so you will provide a list of leads, and you can import in your Salesforce org.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
It's a very nice thing to mention. Yeah.
If we go back to the presentation, Clarissa, if you wouldn't mind, thank you. In terms of pricing, there are two main use cases we've looked at for this. One is cleansing data when you obviously have existing accounts, whether they be supplier or customer accounts. And there's a fixed price of 2,500 euros to cleanse up to 10,000 accounts. And that means, could you take us through what that cleansing means, Jacqueline, perhaps, or may say a few words about that?
Yeah, well, it means that you will select your customer list, and we will check if these accounts are already or still exist, and we will enrich the information maybe you don't have already. We will also enrich that to your account, and you can put it also in your Salesforce environment, which means that you also have a 0 point to make that everything of your account, your CRM in total is clean, let's say, and you can start using the app. And most of the time, we are advising also we advise to cleanse your data first, and then install the app and use it.
Great stuff. And the app itself, absolutely, app costs between 1,000 and 1,500 euros per month, and that is on the basis of the number of Salesforce users in your org, and we've assumed up to 250. It is more expensive, obviously, if you go above 250, and that does assume a 3-year commitment to Absolutely. And then there's the Company.info data. We've assumed, you can see the assumptions there, that you have up to 1,000 companies per year that will where you will pull down the business data, and 50 credit reports, and up to 80 companies with their shareholding structures. So we've made some pretty broad brush assumptions there, but you can see that the cost is not exorbitant, and it is hopefully you see that it's a very useful service. So I think we've actually hit our time perfectly, Jacqueline.